Welcome back to my channel. My birthday just passed. I turned 47 on June 18th. So by the time you guys get this upload, it may be a couple of weeks after my birthday. I don't really know, but my birthday was June 18th. Hey, fellow Geminis. So I wanted to kind of talk about what I learned from last year, from 46 to 47. The closer I get to 50, the more I'm like, whew, feeling anxious about the whole love thing and finding my partner, my person, or my person or my partner finding me. My kids are adults. So my daughter is already gone. She's 27. She's already on her own. She has her own little family. I have a cute little grandbaby. My son is 22. He'll be 23. And he is talking about moving to Atlanta maybe end of the year. So it's like you turn 47, 50 is closer. Like when you round up, 50 is closer than 45 or 40. And you're like, dang, I'm still out here navigating these dating streets. I really don't even want to be in the dating streets at this point in my life, but it is what it is. So you start thinking about that, and you start just thinking about where you are in life, and you just start thinking about like wanting more, what more, and you're not showing any gratitude for where you are because you are always thinking about more or feeling like you are not where you're supposed to be, and wrong. So what I decided to do was write down 5 things that I learned from last year to this year. And yes, ma'am, I had to write them down. Yes, ma'am or sir, I had to write them down because let me tell you something else about menopause. And I know y'all sick of me talking about menopause, but menopause brain is real. Like the focus is real. You cannot focus for long. You can really be having a whole conversation and in mid-sentence forget a word that you know you use all the time. You can be talking to somebody about being infuriated and you're like, that just, what's the word I'm looking for? Frustrated. That just frustrated me so bad, but that word don't be there. So menopause brain is real, and I am trying to figure out ways to keep my brain healthy, keep my brain working, exercising my brain, reading more, writing more, because forgetting things, especially when you start forgetting things mid-sentence, that's scary. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's scary. You start feeling like, memory loss already. I'm not even 50 yet. So yeah, I had to write down those 5 things. But let's jump into it. The 5 things that I feel like I've learned from 46 to 47. So let me just give a prerequisite. Last year, I was in a not so healthy mental space. I was going through moments of not wanting to get out of the bed, moments of just like bursting out crying, which is another thing with menopause. Just let you know, you get emotional. But it wasn't that. It was just this like emptiness, this void, something I can't really define, but it was just sucking the life out of me. Like life was just being sucked out of me. And when I laid in a bed at times, I would just say, I'm just gonna lay here. Days go by, I'm just gonna lay here. And I still have my son that lives with me, so there are still things that I need to get up and do. But last year was real. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Like last summer, I was struggling. I was thinking about selling my home. I had financial things going on. I was able to take care of myself, but I had some financial things that I needed to take care of, and I was just taking care of everybody around me and dealing with my, lack and some things. And I just was like, this can't be life. So when I start talking to God and trying to shake this feeling, it was just like, you got to get up. It's stuff you got to do. It's people experiencing what you're experiencing. You got to talk about it. You got to keep moving. So I'm saying all this to give you a prerequisite to why I'm just talking about what I've learned in 1 year. So I decided, okay, I'm going to take steps to feel myself, to motivate myself, to encourage myself, to push myself. And I gotta do it, right? I gotta choose me right now because I'm drowning. And I'm gonna tell you, when you choose you, sometimes people not gonna like it because you can't help everybody anymore. And I'm getting emotional already. Shake it off, shake it off. Shake that shit off, shake it off. Okay. But you can't help everybody and just deplete yourself. And that's what I was doing. You know, my son, he struggles with like anger issues and things like that. So we were bumping heads and I was taking care of other people and then trying to pull myself out of the hole and pull myself up by the bootstraps. And I just could not do it, y'all. I just could not do it. So last year, I decided to start to take steps to better me, to build myself up, to refuel myself. And it angered a lot of people because I had to make choices that required me to relinquish the helping of others. And I had to make a big decision. All I've ever wanted was a home and an infinity. Like anybody that knows me knows that I've always talked about owning my own home and having an infinity, and God gave me those things. So when I was on the search of selling my home because, you know, I needed to take care of some things, it was just like I'm not showing gratitude for receiving the things I asked for. So that was one thing that I had to realize. Like I wasn't showing gratitude for receiving the things that I asked for. And the other thing is my mortgage was less than rent and 2-bedroom apartments for the type of homes and living that I like. So I had to just like pause, keep your house, show gratitude that you got what you asked for, because this is what you asked for. You need to be specific in what you asked for. I should have said I want a house without issues, but I was just like, I want a home, I want a comfortable home, I want a modern home, I want a rebuilt home. And that's what I got. So let me just keep getting through this backstory. So I decided that I was going to choose me. I was going to choose to pour into me, rebuild me, understand me, learn me all over again, love me. And I had to do that separate from a lot of things. So it was relinquishing help. I had to let that go. I had to accept that my son is an adult. So some of his choices and consequences are his, not a reflection of me. He's 22 years old. I gotta let that go. So not saying that I took my hands off of him, because I'm always gonna pray for my son. I'm always gonna do what I need to do for him, but I had to let go of the worry of that. I had to let go of not being where I think I'm supposed to be, and showing gratitude and having the ability to take care of myself. So these were things I had to do to start to pour into me, to get back to me. And that leads me to what I've learned from last year's slump to today's hope. I'll say that. So the first thing I learned was you are where you are supposed to be, and stop being so hard on yourself. I was so hard on myself. I have this like, things gotta be perfect. Even with starting this channel, right? I'm always like, I don't look right today, or the background is not right, or should I really be doing this? Feeling like things just gotta be perfect. They don't. It's about starting. You just gotta do it. You just gotta start. So that's in regards to this channel, but don't be so hard on yourself. You are where you're supposed to be. See, where you are right now is just it's part of your process. It's part of your blooming process. I'm where I'm supposed to be. It took me years to get this home. It took me years to get the car that I have now, but I got it and I got it when I was supposed to have it. Had I gotten it earlier, and then had all of these other mishaps happen, ooh, child, It could have been real serious. It could have been really hard for my mental. So just accepting where you are. You are where you're supposed to be. What's next? Don't be so hard on yourself. Develop a plan. So that's one thing I learned from last year to this year. Just develop a plan. I'm grateful for this, and now I'm ready for this. What's next and how I get there. The second thing I learned is alone time is not bad. It is time of reflection and growth. So as I said earlier, the choices that I made last year in regards to relinquishing that go that menopause brain, can't even get the word out, but relinquishing some of those things that I was carrying to others, it does cause some backlash, but you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for when you choose yourself. Things may switch up, some things may change, and you may have to go into an isolated space and dig deep for you. And it's nothing wrong with being alone in that time. It's nothing wrong with just taking some time to reflect. How did I get here? How can I grow from here? And God will send you people to help you get through that. Like God will send you people that will speak to where you want to go, speak life into you. Because someone came along and they spoke, they affirmed me. You're dope. You're amazing. You got this. I'm a fan. I'm behind you. And it was what I needed in that moment, you know. And when you don't need it no more, if it's not good for you, God will remove it from you. But he gives you what you need. And you got to know that. You got to stand in that faith and trust that I'm not alone. I'm talking to him. And now I'm talking to y'all. So it's like you're never alone. And even if you're listening to this and you feel like, man, I'm isolating myself. I feel isolated. I feel by myself. I feel like nobody understands me. I understand you because I was there. I was there. I was really there. I was like, I gotta dig deep. And it may require me to be alone. Sometimes I just sit in my chair in my living room, no music, no TV, just my thoughts. And then an idea will come and I'm like, Or a reflection will come in and it'll be like, you can grow there. Or something will happen that's like, this a lesson. Take from it and keep it moving. So alone time is not bad time. Sometimes you need that alone time away from social media. They give you false visuals of what life should be and who is happy and who's not happy, because a lot of time that's false. I know this for a fact. People will be on social media like they're just the happiest and miserable soon as they click that button off the photograph. So take that time so that when you're digging, you're really digging for you. You're really digging deep down within yourself to find yourself again. You know, I hate that I gotta have these glasses on to read my little notes because the reflection of the light, I hate it. So I'm sorry guys, but I hate that. All right. So the next thing is, there is no better time than right now. Oh man, this really set in my spirit, y'all. This really set in my spirit because I have been wanting to do YouTube for so long. I have been wanting to do things on an influence level for so long. I have been wanting to just push my journal and just things to inspire and motivate and speak for so long. And I will always say my words are not clear enough. Sometimes I get lost in what I'm trying to convey. I'm overweight right now. I'm a little fluffy. I don't feel good about my look. I'm not feeling good about myself. So it's not going to be received right, because I want to be in the best space ever when I'm trying to tell people how to be their best, right? It's never going to happen. If you wait for the best to start, you could be missing getting to the best. You could be missing your pathway to the best just because you're not starting in the midst of. There are so many things I'm still working on and still trying to grow with. And it's like, you got to start now, right now. If you got an idea, something weighing on you, something is really in you, get you some of these little note cards. They're $1. $1 at a Dollar Tree. And even if you go to a Walgreens or anything, they not no more than $2. Take $2 and get into investing in your plan, because these little notes can become a plan. So right now, you're not guaranteed tomorrow. And I say that in all my videos. The more I go down my timeline every day, somebody passed away. Somebody passed away. We're getting to that second half of life. You better live in the now and try to move right now for the things you want. Try to move right now. I know we don't all have the resources. I know inflation is real. I know it's not that easy, but Google, manifesting through your words, speaking life over the things you want, going to God with a list and making it clear. There's so many things that'll just get you going, and you're just going to feel it when you start including God in your decisions, and you just start like leaning on him for direction. He gonna push you. Like today, I wanted to just kind of lay around, catch up on Bridgerton, but it was something like I'm shaking right now. I'm something like, you need to get up and record, and you need to get up and talk about these things that helped you, because they're gonna help somebody else. So I did it. And that's the place you got to get to. You got to get to that place where even when you don't feel like it, or even when you think you don't feel like it, if something is pushing you, like, do it. Do it now. Do it afraid. Do it where you are. Just start, even if it's just with a card and making a plan. Okay. So that was number 3. Only got 2 more, y'all. So number 4 was give yourself grace. Oh. 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 This one right here, you will be amazed at how you can have empathy for everything and everybody around you. But when it comes to you, I should have did this. Why didn't I do it this way? What is wrong with me? Why I can't figure this out? You are your biggest critic up in here. You are your biggest critic, and we are giving grace every time we wake up. Every morning we wake up, we're giving grace. We're giving grace. We're giving grace. And his mercy is sufficient. He's given us another chance to get it right. Why you can't give that to yourself? Why do you live in your bad decisions? Why do you live in the decision? And this is me talking to myself, because I don't know. Y'all may be able to give yourself grace, and y'all might be in a good space and all of that good stuff. Thank you. That is great. And thank you for watching. But I'm talking to the me right now that like had no grace, no empathy for myself. I felt like I put myself in this position, and I stayed in the bad decisions I made. I let my mental stay in those bad decisions instead of taking my mental to a place to how you take those bad decisions, use them as a lesson, and make your blessing. That is where I had to get to, and that is what I think that I have learned from last year to this year. That's one of my biggest lessons. I was saying number 4 is one of my biggest lessons, because grace is needed in a season of growth. I'm trying to tell you, I am so hard on myself. And I think that is something that stems from a people-pleasing place, where I always feel like I had to be the best in everything. Even when I was in school, I promise you, if I got a C, I cried like I got a F. Okay, and I'm not talking about a C on the final grade. I'm talking about on an exam or something. I could get a C, and this carried me all the way to college. Like even through college, and I went to college later in life, I was so hard on myself with everything that I did. My parenting, I'm a single mom of 2, and when things went wrong, I always went back to, I just didn't give them the time. Time is the most important thing, and it is. But I got to provide too. So provision is taking over the time in some ways, and I got to give myself some grace for that, because we never lived in squalor. We never went without. They may not have had the labels, but they never went without. Why am I not extending grace to myself? Because when others are going through and they call me, because I am that friend that everybody call when they're going through, right? I got the best words for them. Extend grace to yourself. It's okay. You can do better. But when it comes to myself, ooh, I was tough on myself. So I learned from last year to this year, extend grace. And it has put me in such a better mental place. So if you find yourself really harping on a decision, I hope this resonates. Extend yourself grace. It's okay. You can always correct it as long as he is extending us grace and giving us another opportunity to get it right, waking us up. We have a chance. We have a chance. Let's take one sip because my throat, I'm getting a little dry. I feel like I've been talking a long time. This tea, y'all, and then I'm going to number 5, but this tea mix, fire. So I don't know how to really say this name. It's like Tazo or something like that. But it's a ginger tea, ginger green tea by Tazo. I think you might be able to see that. And then I mixed it with this hibiscus berry by Organics. I think it's Organics or Orgain. What does it say? Yep, Organics. Whoo, child, this is so yummy and it's really good for you. It's if you want to know what's the benefits of it, look up how ginger really helps you. Look up how hibiscus really helps you. And of course, green tea is good for you. Put a little honey in it. Squeeze a little lemon, put you some lemon slices in there. And I like clover honey. A lot of people don't like clover honey, but I feel like you don't have to use as much when you use clover honey. So yeah, that's kind of what I like to drink on. All right, one more sip, just one more. I know y'all like, get to number 5. Get to it. Okay, I got you. One more sip. I'm ready to get to number 5 too, so I take these glasses off because I hate seeing that ring light in my glasses. But number 5. It's okay to desire love. Just make sure your love for yourself is intact. Now I can take these glasses off. Ooh. So like I said in the beginning, my kids are adults. My daughter is gone. My son is talking about moving to another state. I bought this house, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, big old yard for just me. Nah. So a lot of people will get on social, I don't need a man, and I might get some in these comments that's like, you don't need nobody, be happy with yourself. I don't want that life. I want love. I want a husband. I want somebody where we can sit on the deck together, and when the kids come visit their kids, my kids, we have a good old merry time, and my house is not empty. Because the one thing we were put here for is love, right? And yes, loving yourself is amazing, but you should be able to experience love with someone else. So last year, I think I was becoming very down and concerned that it's just not gonna happen for me. I'm just running into people that don't value me consistently. But you know why that was? You ever heard someone say that you're projecting what you feel out into the universe, and so you start to receive that? I didn't value myself. Because had I valued myself, those situations wouldn't have even lasted. It would have been cut at the door. So I had to learn that it's okay to desire that, but love yourself from that space first. So this year I have been dating myself, going to the movies by myself, going out to eat by myself. I took my first solo trip by myself. I really want to upload it, but I didn't know you gotta have the camera turned, sideways and not upside down, so the footage looks weird and it's not that clear. If I could figure that out, I'm gonna upload that too. But I took my first solo trip. I went to see Toni Braxton in Vegas by myself. Did a quick in and out. It was my Mother's Day gift to myself. I've been going to concerts by myself. I have been doing things that I've wanted to do for a long time by myself. And it's just getting out and valuing the things that I like and I desire. So I feel like if I date myself from the space that I want to be dated, the next time will be the best time, because I'm going to attract that. And then I already know how I want to be dated because I've done it for myself. I have dated myself, and now you got a standard. There is something, you got to come in the door a certain way in order to even, get past dating with me. So I think it is okay to desire love. That's what I had to learn. It's okay to desire love, but don't desire it to the point of settling, and I will say that God is funny, because the things that I said I wanted from a basic standpoint, I got it, but I wasn't clear. I need and value this. I talked about the exterior. I talked about what I wanted them to do. I talked about being a gentleman. But you gotta speak about that person's character. You gotta speak about how you want them to show up, how you want them to connect to your love language. You gotta even know your love language. So it's things that I'm learning, make it plain and clear. But as I'm learning that, I'm like, it's okay to want it, but get the love for yourself intact so you can attract it, right? That's a good one. I just really was, when I was writing this list, I'm like, get the love for yourself intact first. Because if you don't have it intact, you're going to attract people that's going to prey on that. Trying to tell you from experience, okay? So, chapter 47. I will say I'm no longer afraid of it. I can't say I was like that at 46. And that was, 1 year further away from 50 than 47. I am excited about chapter 47. 7 is the number of completion. This is my completion year, y'all. I'm going to complete a lot of stuff. And I am going to live by these lessons and grow on them. My biggest one was grace, extending grace to myself. I hope that out of the list, something resonated with somebody that's watching. But grace was my biggest one. And I'm going to repeat them, but I went in detail already, so I'm going to repeat them and I'm going to close this out. First thing I learned in a year, you are where you are supposed to be. Don't be hard on yourself. Ooh, just having them glasses off that 1 second. This looks tough. Let me put them back on. Okay. Alone time is not bad. It is a time of reflection and growth. If you feel isolated and you by yourself a lot, use that time to reflect on things that you could be doing, should be doing, and then just make a plan to grow. There is no better time than right now. So after that reflection and you thought about how you can grow, let's implement some steps to get started, okay? Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Yes, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. It is okay to make mistakes. We are imperfect people, okay? It's okay. If you opened your eyes this morning, you got another day, you can fix it. Grace. That's my favorite one. And it is okay to desire love. Just make sure you love yourself first. That the love for self is intact. You gotta love yourself first. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys again. Thank you for navigating this mess of a journey with me. I am learning and growing right along with you guys. I appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with someone that may need it, because sometimes we all just need to hear from somebody else what makes sense or what we need to do to grow. And you don't have to wait till your birthday, okay? You can do a 6-month check-in. What have I learned in 6 months? What have I learned in 8 months? Whatever works for you. For me, I try to go birthday to birthday. So this was my list. If you got one, or if you want to do one, go for it. 5 things, really simple. What I learned and how I'm gonna move forward. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.